What is going on, snipers? Naeem Al-Obeidi here. Hope you're all enjoying your day today. Let's go ahead and just dive right into our daily cryptocurrency content and analytics for today. I'm super excited to make this video. We've got a ton of news to cover, and Bitcoin being rejected off of the Fibonacci retracement level. You can see we're heading towards the second bottom that we have drawn out here, being rejected back under the EMA, back under the 50-day moving average. Things are not looking good for Bitcoin in the short term, at least, but in the long term, things are looking great. Check this article out. I just pulled up this article here, and you can see here titled "First Ever Institutional Cryptocurrency Exchange Launched by a Company Called LMAX." And nobody knows about this company, but read what they have to say here. I'm not going to go through everything, but it says here, over $10 trillion of fiat has been traded in our exchanges to date, and we have institutional clients in over 100 countries. And this is the first ever institutional exchange. So we've been talking about institutional money coming into this market, and it looks like it's just about to be started. And you can see here it says the problem that the crypto world faces is one of volatility. To counter this volatility, there needs to be a significant amount of trading volume, far higher than what Bitcoin offers for the time being. So you can expect to see more volume and more liquidity in the market. And obviously, as you guys know, what that will translate into is more of a higher market capitalization. And what's interesting about that is if you look at the past 7 days, we've only really got two coins up right now in double digits, Tron and the Binance Coin, two coins that we've been talking about on SnipersTube for the past couple of months. And what I love about this chart is the fact that the majority of these coins are down, but they're not as low as they were several days ago. You can see here Bitcoin only being actually 0% down in the past 7 days. It's been going horizontal pretty much, and that's at least what this is indicating here in Satoshi value, of course. But Ethereum, you can see barely moving there. Ripple down 4%. And the thing with Ripple is we're seeing more use case, but at the end of the day, they're not using the XRP token. So it's interesting to see that that is, what type of, treatment Ripple is getting. But to pull up Tron's chart here, you can see we're starting to form this cup formation. We bounced off of that EMA here in blue, and we never really rejected all the way down here to the 50-day moving average as we expected. So what I'm expecting at this point for Tron is for this cup and handle to complete itself. So you've got this initial breakout, and then you've got this cup formation. We're most likely going to see resistance with a slight pullback and a handle formation right about here, and then that will eventually initiate the uptrend, and Tron could be seeing all-time highs, and that would be an extremely interesting feat for Tron, in my opinion. So let's see what the audience has to say here. Mainframe 386 says eventually Tron gets proven as the streaming pile of crap of broken promises it really is. Well, that's not a nice comment about Tron. I don't know what to say about that, but Zane W says a low of possibly 2,000 or a high of 40,000. Interesting. Bitcoin, if we're to pull up that chart, you can see right now we're seeing rejection. We're not seeing so much strength up around these Fibonacci levels. And what's most interesting about this chart is we just, we're below the EMA, we're below the moving average. In my opinion, that's bearish. We're most likely going to be seeing lower price levels, possibly down to around the 7,700 area. In my opinion, that is the strongest level of support, and it would allow us to complete this formation in order for us to eventually see higher price levels. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at for Bitcoin here. Another pretty cool article that I found here, you can check this out. One of Silicon Valley's largest pieces of land is for sale in Bitcoin and Ether. Why do I think that's interesting? Well, in my opinion, this is just one step closer to mass adoption. And you can see this other article here. Justin Sun tweets about Tron ranking first in a 7-day GitHub commits rankings. If you don't know what that means, commits are pretty much the amount of developers that are committed to your project. And you can see Tron ranking at 239 with EOS down at 177. But I don't know if this is real or not. I actually talked about these ratings in a previous video, and I had a web developer reach out to me, one of my good friends on Twitter, and his name is Andre, and shout out to Andre. He's like, I actually checked the GitHub commits, and this is actually false information. So it could be just, something for propaganda. I have not verified this, but it is making headlines, and it's important to notate that because if developers are coming on Tron, obviously they have a $2 billion developer fund. It might you know, it might well be the next big move in the market, just to be honest, you know, right alongside EOS. So we all know what happened to EOS. So before we dive into some questions, I do want to address my pick of the month, and that's going to be Syscoin. I'm very bullish on Syscoin right now, ticker symbol SYS, and I want to make this apparent right now because, you know, back when we called out Zilliqa, you know, I don't think I made it apparent enough that this was a coin that was going to see some higher highs, and maybe some people missed out on that trade. But I'm going to tell you what, Syscoin is a coin that I'm personally watching right now. I mean, this coin, you know, the type of intrinsic value this coin brings to the table, in my opinion, is unsurmountable in regards to other coins. And if you look at this chart, you can see we haven't seen some crazy price levels. You know, at its all-time high, you can see we went all the way up here to around 90 cents. Right now we're sitting at 42 cents. I'm expecting this to see some new highs sometime soon, at least into the 75-cent range. If we were to pull up the chart here for Syscoin, what you'll see here is we're forming this fractal pattern. We're going up back above these highs, and we've just seen this major sell-off all the way down to that EMA, and then you can see we've also got that 50-day moving average starting to develop. I can probably pull up a chart with a little bit more history on it if we go to Bittrex. So yeah, so this chart has a little bit more history. You can see we've seen some really high numbers for Syscoin, and you know, it's just a matter of time, in my opinion, with this ascending support line that's formed, that we're going to see some really high price levels. It just, to me, looks like a very, very good opportunity, and I would highly recommend you looking into this project, you know, and doing your due diligence. But at the end of the day, I'm excited to get into this market and make my long-term investments. So I'm expecting us to actually travel right back into this channel right here. You know, we have this channel that's forming. I'm expecting us to really go back up to that higher level. So I'm expecting this right here to start curving back into this channel to see higher highs, and that would obviously put it at these newer highs. I'm expecting this channel to become the primary channel here for Syscoin sometime soon. So hopefully that's giving you a little bit of insight. What do you guys think? Andrew Soto says, "Sup, Naeem? You forgot another E in my name, brother. It's not just N-A-E-M, it's N-A-E-E-M. Oh, by the way, you guys got to follow me on Instagram. I'm launching my personal Instagram at Naeem Al-Obeidi. So that's at Naeem Al-Obeidi. I'm going to be posting some exclusive content on my story about like different crypto events that I'm at and stuff like that. So it's at Naeem Al-Obeidi. I'll actually post it in the chat right now if you're on YouTube. If you're not, just go to at Naeem Al-Obeidi. That's my first and my last name. So follow me on Instagram. We're going to make that happen. We just got a super chat. Somebody says, "What's up, Naeem? What do you think of Polymath?" You know, I've done a lot of, you know, I've done a lot of news article skimming, I guess I could call it. And I've seen a lot about Polymath. I've never really, you know, dug into it or took my time to look into that project BarsD. So, you know, I'm definitely going to look at it. I appreciate you mentioning it, and we'll see, you know, the type of project that, you know, Bars, you know, that you're mentioning here in Polymath. Crypto Angela says, "Digibyte has been gaining little by little. What's your take on it?" Why don't we check out Digibyte? So thank you for the super chat here. Let's pull up Digibyte because it is a coin that we've talked about in the past. And to be quite frank, you know, it's a coin that we haven't really covered much, but you can see we're definitely forming this cup formation here. But it looks like this cup formation found its resistance already right around 530 Satoshis. So knowing that we found resistance at 530 Satoshis, this was actually a previous resistance level here in the past. And it's seeming like that's really the channel in which we need a crossover at this point. So looks like we're finding some mutual support levels down where previous support levels were formed. So it looks like we're in this channel here. And then that's obviously a known support level even from here in the past. So it looks like we're traveling this tight channel. In my opinion, knowing that we've got this descending support line, I would be a little bit cautious. That descending support line could indicate lower price levels as we are in that flag pattern heading from the top to the bottom. So this flag right here, in my opinion, could be considered quite bearish unless we break out of this flag. So that's really what I would be watching here for a coin like this, for us to really get out of this flag pattern. If not, we might see it test that support level once again. And then if you can get it at 415 to 400 Satoshis, I think that would be the best offer. And then from there, we'd most likely see it head up to around 500 Satoshis. So hopefully that helped out a little bit. Andrew Soto says 300 likes and you throw a lacrosse party. Deal. Thank you, Andrew, for the super chat. Let's do it. So 300 likes, we'll throw a LaCroix party. So we'll do a party and then we'll invite all of our viewers and subscribers. How about that? We'll fly everybody out for 300 likes. That might be one to commit to, huh? Let's see what we've got right now. Looks like we're at 50 likes. Not bad. All right, awesome. So just to step forward, that's just one coin. Another coin that I'm going to be calling out right now is Ontology. So if you're asking me what coins I'm bullish on, number one, Syscoin, number two, Ontology. These are my picks of the month. And I might make a separate video on this, but we're only at an $800 million market cap here. But what I like about this coin is you can see we found quite some consolidation here at these levels. Ever since we got here around May, we've been able to maintain these levels. And if you see here, coming from where we started, every time we've found stability, we've eventually seen these parabolic run-ups. So in my opinion, it's only a matter of time until Ontology is going to see another parabolic run-up to these further highs, possibly seeing new all-time highs. If we were to pull up this chart here for Ontology, what you can see is you've also got this beautiful ascending support line forming here on the daily. And what I love about this chart here is we've consolidated so well at these levels. It's just almost a matter of time until more volume comes in and takes us to these higher highs. So you can see we've got this clear support channel forming here with resistance right around, it looks to be 1,230,000 Satoshis. And knowing we're at these lower and higher highs, we can easily just understand the fact that we're above the EMA, we're bouncing on top. That moving average is quite a bit away, but at the same time, it's just a matter of time until we see more volume come in, and then this taking us to higher levels. You can see every time we saw a drop in volume, it followed by a spike in volume. So it looks like we haven't seen much volume lately, but it's only going to be a matter of time until we see more come. So very bullish about Ontology, and that's the next coin that I want everyone to be aware of. So let's see what people are saying. Raphael says TRX breaking out. You mean how low? Three-eyed rebel. Not much lower, I'll tell you that. Neil says, Naeem, you seem tired. Have you not been getting enough sleep? I've actually been extremely busy. If you guys are following me on Instagram, I've been recording my course, so I haven't been getting much sleep. But at the end of the day, it's all about working hard and providing value and providing content, and then everything will come as a result of that. So, I'm excited to just create more content and, release this course for all of the beginners. I get so many questions about, cryptocurrencies and just basic questions like how to buy Bitcoin and stuff like that. So I figured, why not make a full-on course? So I partnered with a friend of mine who's a crypto multi-millionaire here in Los Angeles, and him and I have been recording this course together. So we've been having an awesome time doing that, and we're really excited for what's to come. Man, this LaCroix is so good. It's guilt-free soda. It's got 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 sodium, 0 fat, 0 protein. It's carbonated water at the end of the day. The music you like says, spending some time with Ty Lopez. The music like says, thumbs up. Majid Kochler says, ICX. You guys want to do ICX? Devin says, how are you not sponsored yet? What do you mean, Devin? Send me a message, man. Tell me about these sponsorships. Three-eyed rebel, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Zane W says, I hope you're right, Naeem. I see plenty of money waiting to jump in, so I don't see it dropping 90%, but we definitely should be heads up. Interesting. Dennis says, what's, again, your number one pick? Syscoin, SYS, Syscoin. I would say number one pick right now is going to be Syscoin. Less than a $300 million market cap, and it's poised to break out, in my opinion. Zane W says 2014 bear market. No. Vincent says, which plan do I need for trade signals only? You just need the gold plan. So Devin says a LaCroix sponsorship. LOL. You're very welcome, Zane. Jared says, can you do EOS? Yeah, we should do EOS. Let's do an EOS technical analysis. Let's see what's going on here on the Binance chart. On the 1 day, you can see we're consolidating a little bit down at these lower Satoshi levels, right around 158,000 Satoshis right now. Heading down towards that 50-day moving average, we're still below that EMA. So in my opinion, we're going to see these two lines converge with each other. So as you see this 50-day moving average go like that, and this EMA go like that, I think this is going to be the prime optimal area to actually get your position in my opinion. Just knowing that we've seen these price levels, I would say right around this area here, which is between 154,000 Satoshis and 160,000 Satoshis. That would be the optimal area. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that this is a bad trade at this point. I think EOS is only going to see further highs. I mean, we've already allowed these moving averages to catch up. And it's only a matter of time before this EMA is going to go below the price level, and it's going to put the price levels above the EMA, and then we'll start that bounce to newer highs. So I think it's definitely a good time to, secure some positions, or at least start dollar cost averaging. Because even if Bitcoin retraces to 7,700, doesn't mean that altcoins are going to be murdered, but they'll definitely see a little bit of retracement. So you can definitely wait, right? But dollar cost averaging is the safest way to do it. That's the point. Because what if we maintain 8,400 and then we go back to 8,500 and then we test 8,700 and then we end up going to 9,500, right? Like, you want to have your position in now, not later. Somebody said, Stuart Wadner, will your course teach me how to set up stop losses and rising stop losses? Absolutely, of course, Stuart. Yes, the course is going to be professionally made. We're doing it right now. Follow me on Instagram at Naeem Al-Obeidi, and you guys can partake in some of that action that I partake in myself. Yesterday I was at a really exclusive crypto mastermind. We talked about a ton of awesome stuff. So I just highly recommend you guys, you guys follow me on Instagram. I'll post it here. This is actually my Instagram profile. So it's at SnipersTube. So definitely check it out. I put the link in the description, but I'm going to be posting exclusive content here. This is me in Dubai. So we went to the Futurama Blockchain Summit. That's where I met Brock Pierce and Data Dash. And we ended up going to Dubai and seeing all of these buildings and stuff. And, it's been pretty cool. But I highly recommend you guys get on there. Somebody says, BTC is going to 1,000. Screenshot this right now. I wouldn't believe that, because at the end of the day, if Bitcoin were to go to 1,000, mining would become unprofitable. And I just don't see Bitcoin going below the reasonable prices to mine Bitcoin, right? Because it already costs around $8,600 to mine one Bitcoin. So, what's the point of having a Bitcoin that costs too much to mine? People will mine and then expect a greater value later down the road. But at the end of the day, we're going to at least maintain these higher highs. We've seen an influx of many buyers in this market. So the market's just naturally going to go up over time, right? We've already seen a 70% decline from our all-time high. So we're pretty low right now, Yeah, that would be a 90% retracement. Why would there ever be a 90% retracement with an emerging industry and an emerging market? Exactly what you said, Zane. Let's see here. Somebody says, you're pronouncing GitHub incorrectly. It's the other G sound. So it's GitHub, not GitHub. Everybody always corrects me on that. It's, it's one or the other, right? Mainframe says, there should be no Chinese coins in the top 10. Tron needs to leave. Kareem Zubar says ETH. Did we do ETH? Let's check here. ETH BTC. Okay, ETH, like I said, I think we're going to see a decline in ETH just because we've been at these higher RSI levels for quite some time. And you can see we already broke out of this ascending flag and ascending channel that was forming. I talked about this in the past, but most of these overbought levels only maintained itself about 30 days You can see this right here, 30 days. This one, you know, just over 30 days, and this one right here, just over 30 days. So I just don't expect us to stay at these levels for too much longer. You know, at most 50 days, and you know, we can, you know, make some profits along that time frame, but for the most part, I'm expecting a decline here, just because we've been at these overbought levels for some time. Dragon says, I'm waiting for the 50-day moving average. Yeah, that's good. Always allow the prices to come to you. Don't chase prices, right? That's the trick to trading. Salema says, you seem a bit tired. Yeah, I am a bit tired. I've been recording my course, but things are going good with my course. I'm really excited to launch that. I think it's going to help a lot of people, and it's going to be exciting. Juan Hernandez says, go blonde again. Somebody says, would you sell your favorite coins to buy into ICOs for larger potential gains? I don't know. I think I would just diversify with more liquidity rather than, you know, take away from my current investments. Somebody said, you look very sexy. Why? Because I don't have my jacket on? Somebody says, don't push yourself. Your health is important. Yes, I definitely agree. Awesome. Somebody says, why is alts taking over and Bitcoin losing dominance? Mohammed Ibrahim. That's a good question. Well, it's because more and more investors are becoming familiar with this market, and they're, you know, getting onto, you know, websites like Binance, for example, right? Like Binance, if you don't know about Binance, we have a link in the description to go and sign up. It's one of my favorite altcoin exchanges, and it's a coin that I'm also very bullish on. It's a coin I've been on bullish on for quite a while. Like if you see here, the Binance coin is one of the only coins with double-digit gains over the past 7 days, and it's a coin that I have a lot in my, you know, long-term investments, and it's a coin I'm very, very bullish on long-term just because of its intrinsic value. And you can see with the Binance website, it's, you know, it's just the best exchange right now, in my opinion. You know, they've got an amazing, you know, exchange, and to be honest, an amazing CEO that has a large vision for this, and they're going to be getting on their own blockchain soon. So, you know, once they're on their own blockchain, they have full control over their nodes. You know, it's going to take this to a whole other level. You know, they're going to most likely be the first decentralized exchange. They're going to continuously burn BNB coins every quarter. I'm just extremely bullish on Binance in general. So, you know, alongside with that, more investors are getting on Binance and finding out about altcoins and these other investments outside of Bitcoin. And that's why we're seeing a flow of liquidity go from altcoins, you know, go to altcoins from Bitcoin. That's why you can see here with the Bitcoin dominance at 37%. You know, at one point, the Bitcoin dominance was at 60%. At one point, it was at 90%, but it just continues to drop because more and more people are learning how to buy altcoins. So I think we'll see a rise in altcoin dominance, but I don't think it'll just bring Bitcoin down to nothing, because dominance doesn't have anything to do with price. If enough liquidity goes into this market, then Bitcoin's price could still hit 50,000 and its dominance could be 10%, but it's at $50,000 per Bitcoin. So, you know, in regards to making money in this market, I think there's a lot of opportunity to come. And with that being said, we're going to wrap up this live stream. I am a bit tired, you know, and man, it's been an awesome time recording this course. Follow me on Instagram if you guys want live updates. I post on my feed daily. And yeah, with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. And that's it. We're out. Hopefully this helped out. Neil says, yes, go to sleep. You really need it. All right, good night. Snipers out.